We live?
We're live.
We're live.
We're live early,
yes,
by the way, according to my clock.
We're triple live today.
Triple live. We're like a Kiss album.
Yeah.
Triple live.
Triple live. We have a guest today, everybody. Look.
Yes.
This is
What's up, everyone?
This is another ticking time.
He's usually in there.
He's usually
Yeah,
in
usually
the
on the other
comments.
side.
He's usually in the computer. I don't know how he fits in there, but he's in there.
Yeah.
It's an extra big computer.
If you remember, a while back, we did a irresponsible 10-bottle blind tasting session, which required me to stay at Dan's house most of the rest of the evening. And one of the whiskeys we sipped was a store pick Stagg that Anthony here provided for us, and we weren't wowed.
Yeah, you bashed it kind of a little bit.
We
there.
did.
Yeah,
We
you know,
did,
I was a
yeah.
little butthurt
Yeah.
for a little while.
So he came in and just punched us straight away.
I got home, there was eggs on the front door,
Yeah.
broken bottles in the yard,
Yeah.
but you
I
were
have an
kind
alibi,
enough
by
to
the way.
come on back.
Yeah, yeah.
So what
Twisted
we're going to
my
do
arm.
today, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said you twisted my arm.
Twisted.
Just at his arm. And part of that twisting is you get to drink some more whiskey.
Yeah, that's why.
Not the
I really,
worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But not only did Anthony show up with that original bottle, he showed up with another store pick Stagg. And Dan, we twisted Dan's arm until he brought out what is the last bottle with the junior on it,
That's
batch
right.
17. And we have bottled those up in the live. You used to show them in the
pretty camera.
We have bottled those up with little QR codes so that we can blind taste those three Stagg. I guess they're just Staggs now. We should stop saying
Yeah.
junior.
There's no
Should you call
junior,
him
I
like the
don't think they
stag
have
eye? The stag eye. The Stagguses?
What's the plural of Stagg? It's got Jagoff in it. According to the front.
Welcome to the Jagoff Stagoff. Thank you, Scott.
And as per usual, that wouldn't occupy enough time. And so we have all these other
All the other
bottles
bottles, yes.
that we're going to drink.
Yeah.
Or drink some portion of.
So we're starting with blind.
We're starting with the blind. Anthony, any last words before we
No,
possibly embarrass you on camera?
no. I checked my will last night, so
Yeah,
you know,
good,
make sure it's
good.
good. Yeah,
Everything's in order.
Does your family know where you are?
yeah, yeah.
Good.
And we might get some new viewers. I told them maybe they'll pop in.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheers,
So
that'd be
we're
good.
going to start with the blind. We do not know which these are.
We have them QR coded.
I'm incredibly still excited about my cleverness and figuring out how to blind taste.
So we should, first of all, before we get going, we should note, if you weren't watching the last time when we tasted Anthony's sample, we tasted a lot of other samples.
Yes, we did.
And many of them were Scotch. Or no, Irish.
whiskey.
Irish
There's
whiskey.
Irish whiskey. There was some other bourbons.
And we were not wowed.
We're not wild.
We were not wowed.
We were wowed by a lot in that batch.
That's true. And so,
Could've been us.
but we have been wowed by Stagg Juniors before, repeatedly. So we are.
But now, Anthony, that was your first Stagg.
That is the first and only so far.
So you're
okay.
going to get to broaden your horizons today.
Yep.
He brought a second one. And Eric, if you have the unopened batch 17, today would be a good day to crack it
Yes,
open.
join in.
Because we got one right here. All right.
Cam?
Anthony, pick.
We'll go with the middle.
Middle one. All right, middle it is.
Middle person, middle
Yeah.
bottle.
All right, we've had to keep track of the glasses as well.
That's y'all's thing. I don't care what I'm drinking out of.
Anthony's going to do the dunk glass today.
Yeah, they told me how to drink the whole thing too.
That's
Yeah, that's
part
right,
of
chug it.
that's the price of entry, and it's going to be full.
Should I pour the whole thing?
Sure, we have
Why
more.
not?
That's true. We have a whole bottle of all of them, don't we? All right.
Although I guess we don't need to needlessly fill the dump glass up.
No, probably not. Clink. There's yours. There's
Dunk it.
yours. All right, so we don't know.
Anthony,
then we'll
fun
put this.
fun
I
fun
picked that
fact
one.
about Anthony: he will not be nosing the whiskey because due to an accident years ago, he cannot smell anything.
Yep. All I can do is feel like the alcohol burning, right? Obviously,
Nice.
but can't smell anything.
All right, so while we sniff, you can go ahead and
I do the
sniff.
swirl while
do your
people
thing.
sniff. Yeah, I swirl
do your
while you
thing.
sniff.
I feel hidden behind so many bottles today.
So this smells markedly different than the last than the sample of that.
I don't know how you remember that.
I remember.
Good memory.
Look at this nose. I mean,
Very staggy.
that is exceptionally Stagg.
It's a little hot.
It is. What's the highest proof one? So we got, mine is this batch 17
That's delicious.
is 130.2. It is. The Applejack pick here this is the one that we did not enjoy. 64.6, so 129.2. So 2 proof points lower. And then the Daveco is, I think that says 137? 131?
No.
134? I can't tell. It's rubbed off a little bit.
So here at the Jag-off, Stagg-off, had a rub-off. It is more than 120 proof and less than 130 proof.
It's
Somewhere in there.
It's some proofs.
Yeah.
They're all pretty close.
yeah, they're within a proof, 2 proof points of each.
This is delicious.
This is delicious. Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
About what I would expect.
You have a lot more experience with the bottle we didn't like. Can you taste the difference? Do you
Well-
think this is the one?
No, I don't think that's the one, to be honest.
Okay.
Because that, from what I recall, was different than this. But to be honest, I have not drank a whole lot, even though it looks like it. I've actually given away a lot to friends and family and other stuff. So
That's what I'd say too. If,
I gave it away too.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't drink all that.
Yeah.
I shared it.
Well, this is objectively a very, very
it's
good
nice and
whiskey.
fruity. It's buttery. Mm-hmm. Just the heat. The second sip, the heat's much less noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
We did warm up with some Buffalo Trace, so the palate was ready.
Yeah. And that
The
nose is,
finish is sweet and honeyed. And
Yeah.
just delicious.
the nose is caramel and honey. It's big. I like this. I can't imagine it was the Applejack pick. So I'm guessing it's one of these two.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh yeah, we do. Good thinking. We do have to keep it straight, so
Yeah.
at the end we can
Okay.
figure out which.
yeah, I
one.
figured I picked the middle one.
Oh, yeah,
you
middle.
pick the next one, and you keep the bottle once it's poured, and then
Damn,
boom.
you're good at this.
That's smart, right?
I wouldn't say all that.
What do
you
we?
know.
Because we don't want to do process of elimination, I assume, by looking this one up yet.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, no.
All right. So Mark, left. Well,
I'll take the left.
You know what? I
Doesn't matter.
don't know. I still got some.
Yeah, because look, Anthony's going to have to drink the dunk glass. He didn't do himself any favors. He finished his.
This is
Yeah, I mean, if it's all going to end up in the gullet anyways, right?
And also, this is interesting too because 2 of these are store picks, 1 is not. In which
Yep.
we always talk about.
I've never had a store pick Stagg.
I haven't either. But we're going to invite Anthony a lot more because he.
That's delicious. Yeah,
right,
that's
here.
that's just delicious.
I'm going to go a little dunk glass. So.
The finish is getting peppery now, a little spicy.
All right.
I like that.
That's delicious.
Yeah, I think you described it best. Caramel and honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Left.
Left.
All right. Here's what it looks like. It's a sample glass. In case you care.
Oh, but it is fun. So in case you haven't seen how we do that.
Oh yeah.
So what we did was same bottles. Anthony was even smart enough. This guy's bright to swipe the tops around. So they're exactly the same bottles. I put a QR code in it. They go to each of the stores that his store picks came from, and then the last one goes to a Breaking Bourbon review of batch 17. And
So-
that way we can't tell what they are, and we all get to participate in the blind where normally one of us would have to pour.
Was that word participate? Was
I'm pre-slurring.
We haven't even started drinking yet.
The Buffalo Trace, Scotty.
That's
what
true.
it
Yeah,
is.
we did start with some Buffalo Trace as our
I
base.
had some Blands too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so you have an excuse. Are you pork hand? We are pork
Yes.
hand. Look at you.
I'm the one. We have a guest. I'm trying to do better.
Well, I'm honored.
Often I forget to turn the pour can on.
Man, 2 ounces goes a long way in these glasses.
Well, you don't have to pour it all.
Yes, I do. All right, there's that. So we keep that over there. Kachinko, kaplinko. All right.
Kathy likes my pre-slurring.
Somebody appreciates it.
Just use that later. Officer, I'm not drunk. I'm pre-slurring.
Pre-slurring.
Later, I'll be drunk.
So there's definitely the Stagg nose again. It's not as big and it doesn't have as much honey. A lot more not as much caramel.
It's
more honey.
flatter.
It is.
I think you said that last time when you did it. You said it was kind of flat.
I think this is the Applejack.
It's there's more going on than I remember last time, but it's definitely not that one.
Yeah. It's a more direct route across the tongue, you know?
This tastes closer to what I remember it.
But that's not disappointing like I remember being disappointed when we realized we had already drank the Stagg and didn't notice.
Yeah.
That was disappointing.
I'm struggling with the nose because I can smell the elements of Stagg in the nose. I'm not rubbing it in, sorry.
No, I made peace with that ship a long time
Okay,
ago,
good,
so
good.
it's sailed.
Yeah, I mean, look at this nose, and then I can't not talk about it.
But one day we're going to meet his wife. She's going to go, "Are you the sons of bitches that didn't like his?" he stomped around the house for days.
She knew how many people's wives call me a son of a bitch.
And I kept saying, "Those people don't matter.
Yeah.
Honey, get over it." I don't know. I wouldn't be so disappointed in that if I just had that right off. But it is just nowhere near the flavor density that first one was.
Oh yeah, the first one was way better by far. Yeah, and more variant in the different flavors, right? This is just kind of like middle of the lane, one kind of thing.
It's more heat forward too. There's a lot more.
I get less heat, but it, like you said, it's down the middle, little rye spice, little vanilla.
But on its own,
the finish is like that.
Yeah, on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, we're comparing it to whatever the first one was, but on its own, it's a very good whiskey.
Yeah, like when y'all said y'all didn't really care for it, right? Or, it wasn't what you were expecting compared to the other ones. I was like, okay, because I never had them, so I didn't know. But I still thought it was good. It was like...
Now tasting that one, you get where we're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. The first one by far was way better.
Is your guess that it's the Applejack?
Yeah, I think so. Because, again, this is what I kind of remember, like I said, middle of the lane, one kind of flavor, not too much variant at all, you know, so...
Because that's what kind of threw us originally was that one note sort of... flavor profile.
It just passed by. We drank it in the midst of those other samples, and nothing was remarkable about it. And that's just not normal. You can't often drink a Stagg Jr or a Stagg bottle and just have it pass by unnoticed. I'm
also getting I'm just noticing it now. The lingering finish, and it does linger for quite a while, but it changes, and it's almost charcoaly.
So if I can do this without spilling it,
and it's in my
Thank
throat.
you, sir.
It's charcoaly. In the back, right down here.
I think so. The finish kind of hits and falls off. It does fall to a baseline of just spice.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of flavors. Just like I can just taste black pepper.
There's a lot to talk about here, though. I mean, for what it's worth,
it's way better than. That's more enjoyable than what I remember from before. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, we didn't drink all the samples last time, so I got home and retasted some things, because we did drink all of your Stagg last time.
Hey.
But I got home and retasted some things to see if after it cooled off, was it just the dead palate from all the whiskey? But I thought about the same things of all the leftovers we had as I did when we drank them, so I felt like it was valid.
So, Mark, we had the 12 and the 13, right? Those were the two batches we had. So those were both great. One was hotter than the other.
12 is the one everybody was just captivated with.
Yeah. 13 was kind of similar flavor profile, but way hotter and more heat forward. Yeah. All right, so we've got a wild card now.
I never had. I think the first Stagg I had was a 9.
I don't even remember what batch I had. That was the first one.
I'd have to look.
Yeah.
It was. I stood in line overnight ended up with an old rip.
The old days.
With an old rip 10.
Are you a stand in line at the liquor store kind of guy to get bottles?
No.
Good. You can stay.
Yeah, like I said, I primarily shop at Daveco and their thing, which again is a point-based system. So if one hits the list, if I want it, I go, right? And I don't have to worry about standing in line. Costco, as I tell you in the chat all the time, is my second go-to, right? Because just it's cheap. But I'm not going to stand outside in the cold at 4 o'clock in the morning at Argonaut. And,
No, but look, if your thing is standing in line, you're welcome to come sit between me and Dan as long as you bring whatever it is you stood in line for.
That's true. Fair point.
All right.
Third
sample.
Kathy says she enjoyed the 13. I agree.
Did too. I enjoyed the 13 as well.
Yeah, I'm showing it to the wrong camera here. Oh. Yeah. Mark's pretty slurred.
All right. I don't know. What are you showing? I already showed him a bottle that you can't identify. That's the point.
Look at all these pretty bottles that they can look at. It's keeps them visually entertained.
Pretty bottles, pretty Dan.
All right, so third.
So far, I like the first one better.
Same.
Yeah, well, something about me personally, right? I don't know if you noticed, I dumped the second one, right?
If you
I only dump stuff that
don't
dump stuff that I don't really care for.
I like your style. Unfortunately, I have to put up with Dan, and so once we start, I just don't stop.
Gotcha.
Unless it's my day to drink the dump glass,
and
then I will seed the dump glass with the best whiskey.
So this is much darker. You're right.
Yeah, it's much darker.
Yeah. Go big camera, go pretty camera for that color. That is just rich and amber.
So watch that be the 19 right there.
That's the beauty
or whatever that 17. One is. The
beauty,
last one.
The beauty of blind tasting.
All right,
we don't get to.
No, watch this be the Applejack.
That's not the Applejack.
That's definitely not the Applejack. So this has a nose.
If you could smell this,
you
know it wasn't the Applejack.
We're gonna really keep pushing that one.
Gotcha.
No, this has a nose way more similar to the first one that we tried.
I don't know. That's butterscotch.
Yeah.
God, that's good. Oh.
And this
I hope it's the Applejack. As much as I like that nose.
This one is by far better than the second one.
Yep.
So this one's got to be one of these two, right? Like, or wait, one of these two. It's not the Applejack.
Oh,
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
This is next
Holy
level.
crap.
This is next level.
To put it in perspective, this is, you guys should buy a plane ticket, come to Anthony's house.
Man,
I'm pretty
please
sure
let
that's
this be the Dave Co. Boy, I tell you what, woo! If this is a Dave Co, I'll be so ecstatic.
This is something.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, this is really good.
You know, Kathy's got to go to dinner, and she says behave, and we're not going to do that. But thank you. See you next week. All right. I think this is the best of the three by a fair
I won't
margin.
argue that. Yeah, I won't argue
By a
that.
noticeable margin.
By a noticeable
I
margin.
like that first one a lot, but this is delicious.
Yeah, I'd rank this one first, the first one second, and then the one in the middle there. Like,
Agreed.
you know.
This is the third.
The
This
dud.
is third place.
I wouldn't even call it a dud, though.
Not
It's
a-
just,
No, it's not. It's not bad, right?
It's,
by any
it's just
means.
not. It doesn't rise to the level of what we should expect.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And
blow your socks off. You're not like,
and-
wow.
And
Yeah.
it does make sense.
That's the
that-
jag off.
That's
the
the
stag,
jag
the
off.
stag off.
Yeah. When, I'm not gonna. But the Buffalo Trace releases are remarkably consistent. There's definitely differences, but you always know what you're drinking.
Yeah.
These are store picks. They're going to be different. So whoever picked the Applejack and the Dave Co., their opinions got involved in that, and it's more understandable if something's that far off profile.
Yeah.
That it's a store pick rather than their standard release.
Larry says his sample is 131.1 proof. I don't know what batch that is. We got.
Did we send the sample?
I don't know. If we did, it would have been.
We didn't have any of that.
We didn't have any of that to send.
You know, to your point there, Mark, one thing I do like about Dave Co. is whoever does the picking, which I think his name is Anthony, much like my name.
All the
At least
best people.
Beautiful name, really.
They have their palate and my palate are like this, right?
And
They match up.
That's brilliant. That's what you want to do. You want to find, because look, just because it's a single barrel, just because it's a store pick, doesn't mean it's good.
That's true.
Maybe that person's a moron. Maybe that person likes Dr. Pepper,
Hey.
which nobody should like Dr. Pepper. It doesn't mean it's good, but if you find a store that does picks that just line up with you, stick with them.
And I do. I buy a lot of their store picks because, again, that's the way you keep the points. But just because they're the person that does the picking,
Oh.
their palate, my palate, I love almost all of their store
Yeah,
picks.
you got to just go in 100% on that.
Now, I will say, whoever did the Stranahan single barrel store pick at Applejack's, hey, I appreciate you because it is very good, and I bought several bottles of that.
I had one originally. It was one of those charity things, and I won. And that was the first time I had a Stranahan store pick. I think it came from Total Beverage.
Okay.
It was lights out delicious. But I've got a couple from Hazel's that are really good too.
Larry, so your sample is batch 15. I have no idea where that came from. No idea.
And we sent it to you.
We
sent it, Larry? He says yes. We sent it.
That's probably it's got to be Fireball. It's like don't drink it.
I just don't remember. I have to admit, I traded my last Stagg away because I paid $53 for it, and somebody gave me
Was there
3 Bookers and a
Wait, did we-
Russell store pick for it.
Ooh,
How-
yeah,
how
I think
long
I
have-
would have made that trade too.
How long have you had it, Larry? Because I did have another.
Oh,
bottle.
pre-label maker. Oh, that's Blue Painter's Tape days.
Okay, so I did have a bottle of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's batch 15.
Well,
But I don't know which batch. But if you think it's 15, but you can, Larry, there's that website. If you just Google Stagg Jr Batches, it'll give you the proofs.
It's
and
batch
which
15.
it is.
It's batch 15.
And anything over 130 is always highly coveted by the Stagg geeks. That's
All right.
delicious.
So
Let's find out.
This is definitely the winner. Should we find out the winner first?
Yes, let's find out the
All
one
right.
first.
so you're saying this last one is your winner, right?
That's
This,
Dan's
okay.
winner.
That's this one here.
No, I agree.
My
This
winner
last
too.
one is
We're
the most phenomenal.
unanimous.
Unanimous.
Are we unanimous on the second? Is the
Yes.
first one?
Yeah, the second one for me was the first one I
Yeah.
tried.
So
And
we're
the one we did in the middle. That
We're
your
unanimous.
pick.
We're
Yeah.
unanimous.
We don't even need to look. We're just so confident.
And so basically, either I'm walking home with a really good bottle, or Anthony's walking home.
One of you guys is scoring big.
All right, let's see.
I don't have a dog in the hunt because none of those are my bottles.
Well, not like you're not going to take a sample home, All right, both of you, in fact. All right, let's see.
No,
Dave
one
Co!
else. Yes.
Dave Co wins it. Oh!
Do you feel better now?
Yeah, no, I do. I feel good that I can keep this for like the people I like. You know, you two, a few others out there.
He likes
and
us,
those that I don't like, I can still wow them with this. And
That's
be like,
right.
hey, here, you want some
Somebody
Stagg?
says, "Give me some blands." You go, "Wait a minute.
No.
Let me give you some of this."
Let me give you some.
And that's way better than a blend.
Daveco.
Exactly.
Daveco, good pick, Daveco.
Wow, yeah.
Was that the one where you were just saying like, no, it was the Applejack Stranahan's pick where you were saying that was like
Yeah,
spot on.
Applejacks, they're Stranahan single barrel
Okay.
strength. That pick I really love.
Okay.
That one was good.
Yeah.
But almost everything of the Daveco, especially the Daveco, like I think the one out of Thornton is
Yeah.
where they do the person who does the selection.
Yeah.
Their palette, my palette, spot on. I think it's
Pretty
Anthony
lined
is his name because
Of
a
course
couple
it is,
times
'cause
they
it's a
said-
beautiful name.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
well then-
yeah, right.
All right,
Good
so-
Italian name, you know.
So we're unanimous. You're happy.
Oh, I'm very happy, and definitely I'll leave you guys a sample.
And
of those.
thank you so much for opening. That is. For
Oh,
these
my pleasure. I appreciate y'all inviting me here.
Well, but for those bottles that, and Dan and I go through this a lot because we tend to open stuff. I've traded a couple of bottles, but I don't sell stuff. I mean, you opened a $800 bottle of whiskey today. Mm-hmm.
Well,
So you didn't pay that for
Don't make
it.
him feel bad.
But see, here's the thing. Like,
Too late. It's open.
One thing about me that like really frustrates me is the secondary market is that you know that bottle, whatever bottle it is, was made to be shared, was
Yes.
made to be enjoyed.
Absolutely.
Right. So yes, I only paid. I think it was like $65.
Yeah,
right.
retail's only
So
60-something bucks.
being able to share it with y'all is worth more than $65 to me. So you
You
know.
can come back anytime.
Anytime.
Oh,
All
well,
right,
thank you. I
so
appreciate that.
this one, the second one.
Yes.
Well, no, let's go with number two. Let's
Oh, yeah,
do
'cause
number
that's
two
the third
first because
one.
this is the
Okay,
one we
that's
like.
third
We all
place.
like.
We
best,
all like
right.
best.
And let's find out that this is
mine.
Dan's, so that he can go home and be like, oh well, he's already home, but be like, hey,
Well,
yeah, I'm good.
No whammies, no
I have to
whammies.
tell you, I had scanned this one before that, and I know the
Oh, you
answer.
already know? Okay,
Oh man.
we'll keep that. You know,
Dan's not going to be very excited.
No
way.
This is the Applejack. that
No
we
way.
did not like.
Get out of here. Get out. I'm gonna smash this bottle. No.
no way.
Really?
Like,
I-
you know what it is? It's the damn Buffalo Trace, right? The Buffalo Trace.
No,
threw off
no,
our
no.
palates.
You know what?
It's blind tasting.
I need a moment alone.
Do you feel even?
No, I don't know. Actually, I don't. I feel kind of bad
Oh,
because it's
fuck
like
me.
I think we all kind of agreeing that the Applejack was not like the best, right?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Look, Dan, I want you to see it because I
I'm sure you
wanna-
didn't scan.
Well, how?
I
Okay,
want to
so
make sure there. This is the one that we thought was the worst of the bunch.
okay.
No, this is the one we thought that was second best.
That's second
Oh!
best.
This is second best.
Oh, well, then you're good then.
Okay, yeah. This is the one we
Redeemed.
thought was second best. This is
Redeemed.
the one we thought
What
was
a
the worst.
comeback story! What a comeback! They should make a movie.
Scan it one more time. I want to see from my own
That's
eyes.
Applejack. That's yours. I'm right.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Wait.
Damn it.
That's Applejack.
Oh,
That's
twist
the
ending.
one that last time we didn't care for.
Are
at
you
all.
sure? Open. Let me see. Son of a.
I was right the first time.
Then how the hell did we get it so wrong the first time?
Because we're
Wait.
dumbasses that are just drinking.
You drank all that scotch
In a
first. That's what it
garage.
was. like I told you all for the show, the scotch throws your palate off,
does.
right?
Absolutely. But
What
you
do
tasted
you
it.
mean? How did we get it wrong?
But you
last
tasted
time,
it.
last
you tasted
time.
it after the fact, and
No, I didn't taste that. We drank it all. I tasted other ones, and they tasted the same. I thought it was a fair comparison.
All right, yeah. If you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Or a little
So-
bit more for each of us, and let's
Yes.
make sure.
because this is okay. So this is
Because
mine.
if we all like middle of the road, because we all had that same kind of like thought.
Yeah, I'm blown away. Because yeah,
Yeah, because this is the Breaking Bourbon, so that's the batch 17 review.
that's mine.
That's
Yeah.
yours.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And I want to let me just draw attention to myself. I'm the one that, as we were sampling,
Look at my beautiful
as we
face.
were sampling this, I was saying, if I just drank that now, I'm not that disappointed.
Yeah.
No, it's not that it's bad.
It's just
not compared to the
nothing
other two.
compared to that Dave.
Oh,
that
Kathy,
Dave Pick is-
Kathy, aren't you supposed to be at dinner, Kathy? Go away, Kathy.
There you go, Kathy. Come on.
Stop
Give
keeping your
it to-
husband waiting.
Who? That's the question. Dan, who is the super taster?
Well, listen, as a super taster.
Excuse me. Let me rephrase the question. Who is not the super taster?
But the nose on this is so wonderful.
I'm not the super
this,
taster.
this
I'm a super taster. It's complicated. You wouldn't understand because you're not a super taster.
let me
Yeah.
No, you're right. This
Yeah,
is the
I'm-
same nose. This is that one note.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but when I taste it, it's like that
You're right.
middle of the road.
You're absolutely right. Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just nothing like the other one.
Man, so now I want to try the Applejack again, because how did we get that so wrong?
Okay.
We're not drinking these up.
I'm going to finally put something in a dump glass today.
I am shocked. Well, and here's another question. This has been open for a long time. This just got opened. I wonder.
That is a good point.
A little air on it can make a big difference.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just trying to console myself at this point.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, and not to jab you in the side here, but this was just open too.
Fair
enough.
Okay.
So
let me just, I wonder how this tastes with a tear in it. Let me
the saltiness.
Who invited this guy?
I'm going to send Kathy our next T-shirt.
Yeah.
Who's the super taster now?
Damn, Kathy, that was harsh. You're supposed to be at dinner. Go. Damn, that was stone cold. I'm surprised it didn't fall. Does that hurt?
What's it?
That's a black eye right there.
Yeah, what's it feel like to be bitch slapped from
through a screen
through the internet?
Just whacked.
Wow.
Outstanding.
Wow. Larry has a question for you, Anthony. Do you think your inability to smell influences your taste?
No, I did for a long time, because the smell senses. There's so many more of the smell senses. But also one thing that I enjoy, and I told you guys via email, was that I enjoy cigars. Right, everything about them is about taste. Right, and retrohaling you supposed to. And even though I retrohale, I still get stuff even though I can't smell anything. So, when I did lose my sense of smell, I also lost my sense of taste for like a year and a half, and thankfully it all came back. Yeah. And I actually think because I can't smell, my sense of taste is actually enhanced more. Yeah. Because there's things that I can taste that I give to like other people, and they're like, oh no, I don't get that. So
if you're not a cigar dork, just real quick, retro smell. Tell me what that is.
So that's where the last little bit, don't do the whole inhale, right? Like in cigar smoking, you don't really inhale into your lungs. You only inhale into your mouth, and you're tasting the cigar. Some of us, like myself, occasionally you'll inhale into your lungs, because I'm a past cigar smoker. But when you retrohale, what you're doing is the last little bit, you're closing your mouth to force it out your nose, because there's so many more taste senses in your nose than there is in your mouth. So that's what retrohaling is that last little bit out of your nose to get more of the taste notes and things like that. Don't ever French inhale, which is out your mouth and up your nose. Cigars, for those of you that don't know. Yeah, you'll have a bad day.
I was 17 years old. Did exactly that. Yeah. And I learned my lesson for a lifetime.
You only did it once, right?
That's right.
One time.
Outstanding.
Yeah. I am bowled over. I mean, this is the same situation, though. It's not a bad whiskey.
No.
Especially if you consider the retail price.
And it's significantly better than what we experienced in the moment.
Yeah.
In and amongst all those other blind
Absolutely.
tastings.
Well, this is mine.
And then to put it in retrospect, right? Like, for what you paid.
Yeah, no.
Think about it. It's probably quite a different, better than most of the other stuff at the same price point.
I would buy this at $65.
It just makes you feel really stupid compared to Anthony and his Daveco pick.
Yeah, I feel very stupid.
Well, again, we just opened it, right? Well, it's great right this moment. But let's say in 2 weeks after.
They can get worse. They don't often get worse.
You're right. They don't often.
They more often. They're either the same or they get better. They very rarely get worse.
I'm trying to throw Dan a bone.
No, he needs no bones.
Can you help me out here?
He needs no bones.
No, this is actually good. And actually, this was a special, like, somebody put this aside for me. It was a really nice gift. So I'm not at all unhappy with this. I think it is, I mean, compared to these are, the Daveco's just better. But I think,
look, if Casey's listening, where he bought that at Spirits Wine, and he's upset, he can pick up whatever lovely bottle he's got hidden somewhere in the store and bring it around the corner to your house.
Seriously. You're literally a minute away. Come on.
Come on, Casey.
Yeah.
Redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Even though it's a Buffalo trait, he didn't have nothing to do with it.
But the other part of this conversation that we've talked about before is, and the question I get is, and you've gotten before too, is there a difference between Stagg Jr and Stagg? Stagg, the 2020.
Well, you're talking about a difference between Stagg Jr and George T. Stagg, because now Stagg Jr is just Stagg.
Sorry, yes.
George T. Stagg is its thing.
Right. So now there's an added layer of complexity here, and there was there was that whole thing with Stagg not being released, George T. Stagg not being released last year because it wasn't up to par, and I wonder how much of that ended up in any of
those
these
store picks. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of those grumblings going around.
Yeah,
That's what happened to it.
I said that but we were just talking before we started that people that think this George T. Stagg is not as good as one of those Stagg Juniors.
Go for it.
I gotta try the apple.
Yeah, no, go for it.
That Daveco pick is.
I hate to throw a wrench in the monkey program.
I like that.
Yeah, wow.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Now we're getting
But to be
somewhere.
honest with you, you gave me a little bit sample of this before.
Yeah.
I think that this is actually better than these two.
Holy crap, that's big
Not
shit.
as good
So
as
you're
this.
not going home like anytime soon. All right.
Yeah, but this, to be honest, I thought was really, really good. Like I thought it was more complex, had different, range of flavors.
But you
than
hadn't
these
tasted
two.
it right next to those.
Well, you're true. I haven't tasted next to those, but just remembering.
We could do another blind.
We damn sure could. Let's do it, and we'll prove to people what we're doing with blind stuff.
And we should mention what this is. So this is the Boulder Spirits cash strength that I got probably a couple months ago. So it's been open for a while.
Same bottle that I've had that we sent plenty of samples of.
Yeah,
It's been breathing for a while.
Yeah, you all have samples of it. This I bought yesterday, day before. This is a single barrel store pick.
Bought before today.
Day before today.
In the past.
Yes. In the not now. Before the Jag-Off, Stagg-Off. This is a Spirits Wine Provisions single barrel pick. It is, someone do math real quick, 67.5.
136?
Okay, sure.
Proofy.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big. I mean, and this is Mark's. He paid for it. I'm not going to open it.
Dan bought it with my money.
I did.
It was your money for a few minutes.
Let's be honest. This is the best way to buy whiskey.
My wife likes to joke that I buy more whiskey sitting on the sofa than anybody.
Wait, this is the Applejack.
All right, so just simple question. Do you think it's better than what you just tasted with your bottle?
With all of your biases.
Or I shouldn't say better, but different and more complex and more of what you expect.
Here's the problem. So this is a bigger taste, but this is a wider spectrum of tastes. And we thought this was narrow when we first tested it.
It was just flat before.
Right. So this, to me, is this and hot. But this is like flavor.
Did I get... Remember you said I had said it was flat?
Yeah, that's at least that's what I recall from the first time.
Did I say it at the same whiskey this time, or was it on a different one? I was on a different one.
That was a different one.
So Mark is wrong.
Yeah, shocker.
But Daveco is just this is head and tails better.
Freaking delicious. Well, I'm not real sure. Maybe it wasn't so good.
Maybe you should try some more. I think you should try some more. I think I should try some more.
We should both try some. But let's get past this. Let's get on to the Boulder Spirits.
Yeah, we should.
Because I think that's interesting, Anthony, that you had that before and thought, because Dan and I both think very highly of Boulder Spirits. That cask strength bourbon is delicious. And I've got a bottle with just a swig left in it.
Just real quick before you guys drink that, or while you're drinking it, when I mentioned earlier there was caramel and then there was caramel and honey. Mm-hmm. The caramel and honey is the Applejack pick. So that was the one that we had the sample of. So there is an added complexity to this, and I'm just better with nose than I am with sipping, and like I just feel like I pick out more characteristics.
That is your thing. You tend to smell things quicker than most of us. That's delicious.
I wasn't even bragging that time.
It's good. It's good.
So yeah, I think. Well, is it good or is it good?
It's good.
No, it's good.
At this point, it's good. I would, if I thought this of it when we first tasted it, I'd be pretty happy. I do not understand. No matter what we were drinking before, I don't know how we passed by that with not the slightest hint that it was a very good whiskey.
I think it was just the Irish whiskeys before it. I really do.
It's always the Irish.
Hey, now my lady is part Irish. So, she's watching.
Yeah, I got a whole side of my family that believes themselves to be Irish. Even though they were born in Alabama.
Hey.
So.
All right, so now we're cask strengthening.
Yes, let's button up the Stagg thing. This was a fabulous blind, and if you don't blind taste your whiskey, this has to convince you. You just don't know what you really think of a whiskey until you taste it blind.
All right,
and don't forget, the best way to do that is my way. Buy a little label printer, print some QR codes, put them on the bottles, mix them
He's
up.
right.
The best way.
It's the coolest thing
The best
ever.
way to do it is my way. Come to my
I can even
garage and share.
I can do blind tastings by myself with that.
That's true. All right, so the Boulder Spirits has been an interesting one because the cask strength was on the shelf for a brief moment, and then it was gone. And then recently, the store picks started showing up. Wow, we're full screen.
Oh, sorry, that was a thumb.
Which one are we starting with? Probably the open one, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did that and I messed up the pour can.
Real quick, are you sure I have to drink all that?
No. You
All of it?
have to drink
Okay.
a sip.
A sip, okay. I can do
So
a sip.
Anthony's
but
going
that's-
home
woo!
next week. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, do you have a cot somewhere I can lay down
I
on?
will tell you, some of the dump glasses are so good, we just share them.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're quite
cool.
good. Yeah, we did a Booker's episode that was just a bunch of Bookers in a glass.
Okay.
We just kept the
Yeah, I can see
Bookers.
that. Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Anyway, so Boulder Spirits cask strength went on the shelf, was gone immediately, and a lot of that I think has to do with Fred Minnick. It was one of his picks for top 10 of the year.
As a reminder, we were raving about that whiskey
Beforehand?
a month before Fred Minnick did his thing.
Because that's why y'all are the best YouTube channel out there, because you already knew.
Did you hear that?
You're already in the know before Fred Minnick.
So
Anthony, who's been the smartest guy at the table
Well, I don't
since
know.
he walked
Hey,
in.
disclaimer, I don't know about that.
he's hired. All right. So this is a store pick, which is a relatively new thing as far as I'm concerned with Boulder Spirits. Have you seen any other?
They do. They've done other store picks, but they have not done single
cask.
barrel bourbon cask strength store
Okay.
picks.
So let's start with the one that's open. This is mine. I bought a couple months ago.
It's the same bottle as the one that I have that Dan
Yes.
drank most of.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. 66.9 proof. I'm going to do a light pour, which is
Which is
like,
not Dan's nature.
which is like 4.5
Right.
ounces for Dan. All right.
Speaking of it, when the Dan pour glasses come, I don't know if y'all gonna put them on sale, but I'd buy a whole bunch of those.
That's a really
Believe
good
me.
question.
buy it all.
So Aaron Gooding of Last Cut Crystal, you can find him at Last Cut Crystal on Instagram
Thank you,
or on
sir.
Etsy at Last Cut Crystal. Promised me before the end of March he would ship us our glasses, the Dan pour glasses, single double Dan, and a dump glass.
Who doesn't need a double Dan?
Who doesn't? I don't.
FYI,
I've had enough.
Especially during
FYI,
the...
it's 4.7, just so you know.
But he did not do such a thing. So if you guys watching have a few seconds, if you wander over to Etsy and hit the Last Crystal,
Last cut crystal.
whatever, crystal
Pre-storing.
thing, and let Aaron know that you're waiting for those glasses, maybe he'd send them to us.
Please, Aaron, come on.
Come on, Aaron.
I'd buy a bunch of them. Believe me, my lady would tell you I'd buy a bunch of them.
We could have doubled
I'd
in
all
on the
geek out.
jag off, stag
We
off.
could have doubled down on the Jack off
Wow.
Stag off.
I'm going to drink this now and shut up.
Yeah, this is.
What are we drinking?
So this has a lot of licorice going on. Different nose for sure from the stags.
Very different. Yeah.
I stand by what I said a few minutes ago. This, in my opinion, is better than these two. The complexity,
two.
the varying range
this
of
is-
flavors,
Applejack and
the strength, even is a little bit more enjoyable on the palate.
But to be fair, you are a high proof fan, correct?
That is true. That is true. Yes, I lean towards the high proof.
I
stuff.
definitely agree.
No, well, I will say though, also like I get warmed up with low proof stuff, like I think with everybody, and
Like we did with the Buffalo.
Weller
Yeah.
Special Reserve, which is only 86%. It's like my daily drink. So
It's Special Reserves 90 proofs.
is it 90? I thought it was 86. Okay, see, I need to read my own bottle labels. So 90
still
proof.
valid.
Excuse me. Yeah, 90 proof.
I don't know. I'm going to go. This is fabulous. But there's a first impression that's got a bit of a, I don't know, and something, I don't know, methanol. It's got an alcoholic kind of blast across the front.
very ethanol.
It's not flavory.
Yeah.
It's not flavory. It's ethanol-y.
It's
After that, I'm 100% with you.
it's more heat forward.
It is more heat forward. But it's fruity, which I think is all that's 44% malted barley.
I do agree with Anthony about this being better than this one for sure. This I'm on the fence.
We're close.
Yeah.
It's just so good for
It
such a small distillery, 5-year-old bourbon at It's so good. I would never guess that to be I don't know. I never guessed it to be what it is. It's just so good.
The only
I would agree with that. I mean, it's very complex, very very flavorful for again, like you said, a small distillery.
Yep. The only reveal I think that this is a small distillery and this is a big one is that this one is just more heat forward, and I think that's something you would expect from.
It's also 10 proof points higher than those other ones.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 130, almost 134.
And you and I were talking about this beforehand, right? Like that. Yeah. You're right. At first, it's very heat forward, but it quickly just dissipates.
Yeah.
And as it dissipates, the flavors just kind of like they spread out and they develop.
The finish on this is
it's
world
amazing.
class.
Yeah.
But this is 133.8. So we're 10, 12, 14 proof points bigger than those. So I don't mind that it's a little heat forward. It's just there's.
Wait. How many? Let's math about it. Let's math it. We're like 2 proof points higher than these.
This is 133.8.
And this is 130.2.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought those were in the 120s. My bad.
So I didn't tell you this, but my ability to not do math is contagious. So
I can do the math. I thought those were in the low 120s.
No. These are 130s.
My bad. I've been drinking.
Yeah, before we started the show, he was spot on with the math.
He was like
boom, like
I'm spot on with the math. I can double that.
He was doing actuarial tables. It was crazy. All right. Do you want to open this or no? We don't have to. I don't want to put pressure on you.
The thing is, I absolutely want to open it.
I know you do. But we also have a Booker's open.
But it's already open.
Sure.
That's less of a decision.
I mean, toppers like this are temporary. I'm just saying.
Everything's temporary, man.
So I got to ask, are any more of these available?
Yeah.
Or they went off the shelf, like you said earlier, for the normal cast strength.
Fortunately, I got there early, and there was literally boxes of those at Spirits. But the Whiskey Club then got wind of it, so I don't know how many are left. But my guess is
I believe he put a note up that there was quite a few. He said 30 or 40 bottles after Whiskey Club.
Okay, so there
you
should
might
be.
Could swing in on the way out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I figured. Since I'm all the way over here,
you might as well.
And if you're going to do that, I'd hate for you to do that and not know that you like the whiskey.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And so, would you like to do the honors?
No, please go ahead. It's your bottle. I mean, I didn't even open the Stagg. Dan did that, so you know.
Yeah, but he fucking
Dan, do it.
Just do it. He mauled your bottle.
Well, that's okay.
Larry, your other bottle was clearly
Here's the
done with
thing:
a knife.
when I go home, it's going to go back in the safe with the other one, and nobody's going to see it. So who cares if it's got an all ripped up thing? You know what I mean?
We need to drink it all before you.
And then again,
Larry's
I'll
got a
probably only
question.
break it out when like those like yourselves that I can truly appreciate it.
Anthony's going to be
It's
here
the only
next
other
week.
time that I'll probably pull it out. You know.
So Larry says, proof aside, how similar is the Boulder cash strength to their bottled in bond? I haven't had the bottled in bond in quite a while.
That'd be a question for y'all. I haven't had the bottle and bond either.
I've had it, but I haven't had it in a while.
You know, the flavor itself, I think it's obvious. And apologies for the pour can going all. I pushed a button that reset where the pour can goes, so it's kind of a clusterfuck at this point.
That's just terrible.
It's clear they're the same source of whiskey, but it's hard to compare them just because of the drastic. There's 30 plus proof points difference between that. But it's if you like one, I think you'll like the other for sure.
So the nose is really similar to the one that was already open.
Yeah. A little more brown sugar maybe.
And how long have you had this one open?
A couple months. Okay,
so it's had ample time to breathe. And
it's breathed.
Well, I can tell you that
I've
I've got one of those that I'm almost done with, and it's pretty much exactly
it's the same, so it doesn't really vary.
No, it didn't open. It didn't change a whole lot. After
See, to be honest with you, I like bottles that they don't change from beginning to end, that they're the same, because at least you know the consistency, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, then you know what it's going to be.
That one was pretty much the same from when we opened it to the one I've got with just a few sips left in it.
Very nice.
I don't know.
I think I asked y'all
that's a proofier. That's a couple of percentage points, or percentage point higher, but it smells less proofy to me. Although it just burned my eyeball, so maybe not.
You're not supposed to throw that in your eye. They're very similar.
I like that one better.
I'm agree.
I think this one is less peppery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is very spicy.
Yeah, I was going to say, this one's got more of a bite on even though they both kind of hit you like up front, but it's got more of a bite.
But I will say this, the first time I opened this, it felt like a massive blast of heat, and then it melted.
See, I never got that, though.
So I'm curious if this...
See, on this one, for me at least, like I said, as the heat dissipates, the flavors open up and they expand. This one, as the heat dissipates, is still just the same kind of note.
Yeah. Although, and I hate to say this, but this has got like kind of a banana and now laters flavor.
I see the now later. Yeah, I remember the now laters. Yeah, I get that
taffy kind of thing going.
I don't get that at all. I'm still fighting with the heat. It's good. I mean, I would still buy it.
Yeah, but it's this is better by a pretty substantial margin.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mark there.
Really, I'm not getting quite the big leap.
Of course, again, I've only had one little sip, so but you know.
I mean, it's different, but it's not. I don't feel like these are leaps and bounds different. I think this is hotter and pepperier.
And it's only a percentage, just a couple proof points higher. I definitely like this better. And I don't recall this, like I said, I don't recall this changing a whole lot from when we opened it. Because we did open the bottle. I bought the bottle at Boulder Spirits Distillery. And Ryan Nagley and I opened that bottle that I bought right then. And it was delicious from the minute I opened it.
I'm getting your banana Laffy Taffy on the nose.
The second sip definitely is better than the first.
Yeah.
You start to get more of the flavoring on the second sip than the first one. The first one was all heat.
Yeah.
The second one,
it's still got something that's not.
This mellows out a lot on the second or third sip.
Yeah, it's very different. Which, look, man, that's what single barrels are about, right? Is picking the one you like.
I think this is a better like autumn whiskey. This is a good winter whiskey. It is hot.
Well, let's see. 2 days ago it snowed, and today it's in the 70s. So which is it, right? Like, which do we go with?
These are both Colorado whiskeys.
Well, now, wait a minute. The second sip is sitting. It was definitely a different finish. It's almost a savory finish.
Well, that's what I mean. It's more of a hearty winter whiskey.
I think this is one that's going to open up some as it sits.
Yeah, because I would say the second sip is similar to this. The first sip is just nothing but heat, at least for me. But the second time, then I see the similarities between the two.
They're different. They're very different. Hard to say. Let me try this again.
I don't think I don't find them as different as you guys do. I think these two are fairly similar, but that one's hotter, and I think if that opens up, it's gonna be very similar. And I think, really, honestly, both of them are good bottles because once the heat burns off,
I'm back with you now. Going back to that, I think they are.
Once the heat burns off of this, there's lots of complexity of flavor.
I think this is one you leave on the counter for a half an hour.
Yeah.
Come back to it. I bet it's tasty. Or a little splash of water might tame it.
Well,
after tasting the both, right? This one I want to run to. Find a bottle of this, get it.
A bunch of those.
This one is like, if I see it, it's like right price. Yeah, I might get it. But this one,
we'll find out. We'll send you home with a sample of that. Dan and I'll hang on to it. We'll see what we think in a week or so.
Okay. I mean, personally, if you send me home with a sample, what I'll do is I'll go home and I'll open the bottle and I'll literally let it sit overnight and just breathe and see what happens.
But it's a good tip. So there's a lot of you can drink whiskey neat. Some are better just neat right out of the bottle. Some of them benefit from a little splash of water. I will tell you, from drinking quite a few different Boulder spirits, they don't like water. You can overwater one of those in a hurry and have just nothing left. But if you need to tamp it a bit, instead of water, consider doing what Anthony's saying. Open it up or pour you some in a Glencairn. Leave it on the counter for, I think the rule of thumb is a minute or an hour per year of age.
Yeah.
Leave it on the counter for a while. You'll be surprised at how different that bottle is. What is that?
Pour a little bit.
10 years old.
I've never heard that, to be honest. Usually
it's a minute per year is the thing. So if it's a 10-year-old whiskey, 10 minutes on the counter make a big difference.
To put a little bit of water in this because I actually put too much in. But what it
I'd
did,
have to pour some more.
I don't know, man.
Whose bottle?
This is your bottle.
Whose bottle is this?
But pour a little water because I think I poured too much in. But what it did was, and it really mellowed it out way too much. But what it did was
just a little bit.
It did reveal the flavors and
water. So you need enough.
The flavors become more akin to this. At least I think so. They stand out. Ryan, where do you live?
A little bit of water.
These old
let it
flavors.
sit for a few minutes. Oh yeah, I think I did a Dan. I think I pulled too much.
You definitely Dan.
You over Dan.
You Dan on the jag off, stag off. Ryan, I don't know where you live, but these crop up every few months here, like maybe every 6 months.
All the store. I mean, pretty regular.
if you follow different stores here in Colorado, you can almost pick up one of these almost every month. So
really?
not to be bragging, right?
Yeah.
I have like 4 different ones in my safe at home.
Okay.
Just because, like, you know, different stores will release one every month. It almost seems like here.
Okay.
Hazel.
For those of y'all that don't know, Colorado is a great place for whiskey. I've lived in several different places, and Colorado by far is the best place for whiskey and bourbon.
selection.
Have you lived in
yeah.
Oklahoma? Because apparently they
I
get
have
all the
not,
Weller.
but I've drove through Oklahoma.
They get
a
all the
couple
Weller.
No.
I
Yeah.
know, we get a lot of Weller here, to be honest. We just don't get 107 or Weller 12. That's what we don't
We
get
just get a
here.
bunch of green labels all over the
Yeah,
place.
green labels everywhere.
I got so many green labels I don't care about.
You and me both.
Okay, so we watered a little bit.
Scott wants to know
Like,
if
I
we
got
should
so
be
much
keeping
green
this
label, I
whiskey in
started
a
putting
safe.
experiments with it. I started putting oak staves in it, you know, like those aging spirals in it. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. Yeah.
Wait, what did you put that in?
So I had one of the 1.75 just Weller Special Reserves.
Oh, okay.
I put 1.5 of those bottle aging spirals in it, and it's actually damn good. I mean, it really is pretty damn good
So-
once you put.
I will go back to my barrel story. I bought a little barrel, and I put, what did I put in there? It was some like white dog from somewhere, and I put it in a little barrel. I did the barrel wax, and I left it in I sprayed the thing with water, and every last drop of that
Evaporated.
yeah, that one. I was gonna say disappeared, and then I said disapparated, which is a Harry Potter thing.
Separated is fair.
Yeah.
Your brother-in-law is being funny again.
I know. So you keep your whiskey in a safe?
My really okay, if we talk about like store picks or stuff that you can't get in Colorado or like, you know, Staggs and stuff like that. Yeah, I keep them in my safe with my guns and a lot of my other collectibles, watches and things like that. The rest of my stuff, that's just like, you know, other things I have on the shelf that are extra backups, and then I have my bar that anybody can have anything from the bar, you know. So
That's kind of like me. I keep a
mine
lot
here.
of stuff in the shelf in my office so that in case I have a shitty day at work, I can just start drinking.
I keep mine in my belly. Well, that was all very delicious.
You're right, though. A little water in that.
It does. It opens
But
it
it's
up.
got to be a little bit of
Tiny
water.
bit, yeah.
I think I put too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it's bad, but
It does not take water well.
yeah.
But it did open up the flavors. So if you're really judicious about the
If
water,
you are, yes. But I think a better path is what Anthony's saying. Pour that, sit it on the shelf, leave it for
Let it
half
sit.
an hour, come back later.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Let that ethanol burn off, and then you'll have the flavor.
Yeah.
So, good bottle. I think this is better. But we'll see if this one opens up a little bit.
Yeah.
What's our time? How we doing?
We're
Dave?
way over.
Way
We're like
over.
40 something minutes in. I don't know.
Let's
Well,
close
you know,
it
when
out
you're
with
having
some
a good
bookers.
time, you know, so.
Close it with Bookers.
Closing out with some bookers. Bardstown Batch, our current favorite. I'm going to do that too because I'm a little hammered.
So Mark's gonna
It
be
may
here
be
till
hard to
tomorrow.
tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you were pre-slurring. At
I
this
was
point.
pre-slurring. I am now currently slurring.
All right. Which one is this? Is yours?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That is Mark's. This
yours
is mine.
Since
Yep.
yours is still in your hand, I'm going to assume that's yours. All right. So this is. By the way, so this was my birthday batch last year.
Okay.
So this is the Bardstown batch, the famous Bardstown batch that we bought for my
Not
birthday
that
last
bottle.
year.
We drank his bottle.
Yeah, that's
a
that's long gone.
But it's the same batch.
It's the same batch from my birthday last year,
Poor can.
which my birthday was this past Sunday, and we did not do anything for it. But
Happy belated.
this is a good birthday pour right here. I'm happy to do this.
Just keep going back and forth.
So PSA, or I shouldn't say PSA, total disclaimer, this will be the first Brooker's I've ever tried.
Holy shit! Are you
I
kidding
told
me?
you I have a bottle, but I haven't opened it yet. I have
my
the,
God.
Oh my god!
what is it, the
Look at
tea bag
Booker's
from last
Virgin.
year?
Kentucky
He's a
tea.
virgin.
I'm a Booker's
He's a
virgin.
Booker's virgin.
Holy crap!
Kentucky
we're,
tea
we're,
in.
we're honored. We're honored.
Well, thank you, sir.
Cheers.
To share
this
Gin
with
Donnie.
Yeah. I have some Kentucky tea.
We're
I'm
fitting
spilling it on
to
myself.
open some more Bookers. Hang on. If you can hang around, stay. If you have to go, it's okay. In case you can't tell,
Look at those Bookers.
he's pretty much a Booker.
What?
I figured with, everything in the case up here, that was his jam. I see why. I see why.
I'll be over here.
It's pretty good. It's all right.
Them's fighting words.
It's aight.
Them's fighting words. Oh, them's fighting words.
Where's our Kentucky tea?
I think I have the Kentucky batch open.
Do you put them back in the boxes after you open them?
Yeah. I'm a gentleman.
I throw the boxes away and just keep
Seriously?
I don't give a fuck about those boxes.
You know you can sell them and make money, right? Like people pay good money for the Booker's boxes.
I'll give you all the boxes.
No.
I'm not selling boxes.
I have the Kentucky tea. Oh shit! But I don't want to drop the willet here. I got a Kentucky tea right here up front.
That would have been
Yep.
terrible.
Like I said, I picked up a bottle of this. I think it was at the Sam's Club liquor store that's in Fort Collins.
Okay.
I just haven't cracked it yet because
Well,
again,
listen,
I haven't found anybody that would appreciate
Do you know which
it.
batch it is?
Yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one. It's the Kentucky tea.
So here's the strategy. You try this today, and then when you
Is
hate
this
it,
opened?
yeah, when you hate it,
Okay.
when you absolutely hate, you're going to give me your bottle because you're so offended by it.
Okay,
And
I'll
I'm
tell you
gonna
what.
take it.
When I'm offended by this, I'll trade you for this.
Oh,
You'll be
alright.
woke at that point.
I'll be woke.
You'll be woke.
Okay, then I can't do that
You
because
can
I
do
can't be
some
part of
kind
the
of
woke.
woke kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. Whiskey woke.
Oh, whiskey woke.
Whiskey
Okay,
woke's
whiskey woke.
different
Okay,
than
I'm okay
regular
with. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get you
Yeah,
some of
because
that.
to be honest, if I didn't like this, I would happily trade you
For the
this.
cash.
Oh yeah, that is great.
I gotta tell you, that Boulder Spirit stands up. Stands up.
Yeah, like even tasting this, which again, this is the first Booker's I've ever had. Like, I still would take this
Really?
first. Oh yeah, it's just the complexity and the variance of flavors and.
I'm gonna have to move. While
I think I just need to drive up. You know what it is? Like I've been up to Boulder a few times. Once I went for a watch event, and they actually gave you a whole tour and everything like that. And what the big thing they were pushing was the Ginski. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's gin that they age like whiskey.
Okay.
It's very good. I have a bottle at home.
Okay.
But that was what they were pushing the particular time I was there. But they did not have this available at the time, and I wish they would have because I would have picked up a bottle. And like I think I need to drive back up to Boulder and just get a bottle.
while
Back.
you're sitting
You
with
should.
it, when you sit with this, the Bookers, it just seeps in. It's so good.
Well, look. As a super taster,
I think we're past that. Kathy has absolutely stopped that nonsense.
that's not going to stop me from saying it every week.
It's just not true.
Hey, in my book, you're a super taster.
I like this
But,
guy.
Kathy too. Like one thing I've noticed from Kathy in the chats is that her and her husband, like they have obviously a vast collection, but a vast range of palette and
They
things
do.
that they like.
They do.
And a couple things that she suggested I've actually tried, and I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know,
All right. Well, Kathy.
Since
hurt
we're
my
talking
feelings.
about that,
Kathy's probably my biggest fan in the whole chat. Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
yeah.
I like Kathy. She's on the ball. All right. So this is the bottle you have.
I have, but I have not opened.
You have not
but
opened.
not open, which is a travesty.
It is really
Anthony, I don't know if you know this, but all bottles open.
every single one.
Do we need to go pour cam or can I just
Nah, I just
splash
go pour
whiskey?
Yeah,
all
just
over?
splash.
I think we're all beyond poor camp.
But yeah, believe me, I'm not one of those that like collect to not open. I just haven't got
Understood.
to it yet. You know what I
Understood.
mean?
I'm gonna wait because I still have some.
Fair enough.
The Bard time.
Oh, see, I chugged mine just to
Be
be able to like get here. Come on, Dan.
Larry, did I send you some Kentucky tea? I didn't. If not, I'll send you
We
some.
just opened though. We haven't seen it.
All right. Well, I have some.
I
if you
got some
want.
other stuff I need to send Larry. So
All right.
Larry, stand by. There's
Yeah.
packages coming. Eric, same. It's just I just suck at actually.
Kathy, I'm sending you cream of Kentucky. So mad at you.
Do you like the cream of Kentucky?
No.
No.
Oh, you haven't been watching long enough to know.
Oh my god.
No, I'll be honest with you guys. I've probably been watching maybe 5 months.
Somebody needs to tell them about the cream of Kentucky.
Do we still have it?
No, it's gone. I dumped the rest of it.
I was in Arizona, and I think it was February, March for work, and anyways, but I seen it on the shelf, and I was like,
It's
Don't.
terrible.
I passed on
Wait,
it.
wait, so this was the cream of Kentucky
Rye. The bottle of Bon Rye.
Yes.
The
I
think this
first,
was the bourbon.
first release bottle of Bon.
Yeah.
It's a health hazard.
Yeah.
Hey,
Scott says it's the best. You should drink it.
sounds like a loaded comment from Scott.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate
Scott,
that.
Scott is nothing but a loaded comment.
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds like my kind of people.
He is. He is.
Oh, Ryan has never had Bookers. All right, Larry and Ryan.
Goddamn, Ryan.
Well, Ryan,
On the way,
for
Ryan.
both of us right here, I'm trying it for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, man, with all we talk about with Bookers. By the way, Scott, I'm going to bring this up every time we talk about Bookers. Left one on the shelf. Had an opportunity to buy. So I'm so disappointed in him.
It's like he's not even related to.
And his excuse? was I already have a bottle of it.
Well, but it's not about you, Scott. It's about us. Us! The collective we.
I believe if we were in Pittsburgh, he would be a jagoff.
Yes, he is definitely a jagoff. Scott, you're a jagoff.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do you think? So now you've had 2 Bookers.
I have no idea what we're drinking. What am I drinking?
You're drinking Kentucky tea.
Oh, good. Good for me.
So I will say the first one, better.
Yes.
Right? Like, not drastically better, but better.
Yeah.
And this one is not bad. But again, I would think I still would pick this over
Really?
both of them.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I mean,
What?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's today and whatever I ate before I came or what we
Yeah.
drank before I came. But this is just like the variance of the flavors and
Right.
everything you get and the complexity is just. I think I'm going to leave here and drive to Boulder. I don't know.
Dear Boulder Spirits.
Yeah,
You've won the day.
y'all killed it with this one.
You've
right
won the
here.
day.
You
Yeah.
out-bookered bookers.
You out-Bookered Bookers.
And again, for anybody that's watching, these are great. If you can find them at MSRP, please do. But
I even question that. I mean, I used to tell Dan I was kind of out around $90.
This conversation's
I've
turning away. I
been
don't
since
like.
bought many bottles at more than $90.
Yeah. I mean, clearly.
I think
so
I
am
have enough, and he
yeah,
has
you
enough.
recently bought that Rick House, right?
Yeah.
Did I should have brought that?
You should have.
No.
We've been at it for an hour. It's a good thing you didn't bring it.
Yeah. And not, I'm not going to say their name, but I know somebody like on the Facebook groups here locally that has probably 12, 13 bottles of that he's trying to get rid of. You know what I mean? But
It's good. It's just not. And I think Dan likes it more than I do.
I loved it.
It's not $250 good.
that's my thought.
It is delicious bourbon. Don't get me wrong, fabulous. Not $250.
Yeah.
Few
But
things are.
I don't mind the trying it. That's what we do. We buy and we try it and we let people know.
Hey, and this is a business, right? It's a tax write-off, isn't it?
No.
That's what I said.
And see, in order to have a business and write things off, one must have income to write things off against. We
Yeah,
have
that's
no
true.
such
That's true.
income.
That's true.
You can only lose
If I make a
money.
donation, would that be considered income?
Yes,
Yes,
right?
but you can only lose money for so long before the Internal Revenue
this
That's
is
true.
Service.
The IRS
first
got to get their
time.
cut.
This will be our first time.
It opens a Pandora's box.
I like boxes. Look.
Okay,
Let's get out of here.
we're not going to open these.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
I can.
kind of drunk.
Yeah,
So this is
I'm
fun. Look, I think the takeaways. Stagg batches can vary crazy. Stagg Store Picks can be way off the standard profile. If you drink a lot at one time, remember that may influence what you're thinking about the specific things you're drinking. And if you're in Colorado and you have some whiskey to share, come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we
Okay.
go, I'd like to thank you both for having me here. I really
Thank you for
appreciate it.
coming.
And
I'm
it's
glad
considered
you
such a
came
great
out.
honor that y'all invited me to come,
honor.
especially Dan to your house.
Of
You know what I mean?
course.
I appreciate that.
Anytime. The big studio. It's a huge,
It's
massive.
huge. It is
It's
huge.
funny.
It's a huge studio.
When Anthony walked in, he went, it looks bigger on YouTube.
Hey, it's still a great time. So, again, y'all come back.
Yeah.
Cheers. Well, thanks,
Cheers.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
See you next week.
I haven't had this